How's it going, guys? James here from Butler Farms. I'm back out here in the yard, still waiting on these thunderstorms to come through tonight, trying to get as much done before they get here as I can. But I wanted to bring you a little quick update on the blueberries. I told you in the last video that I'd get back out here and show that to you. Now, fruit and herbs are one thing that I can grow all kinds of vegetables. We'll have freezers full, we'll can, we'll do all those kind of things. But herbs have always been something that I just cannot seem to get a handle on. I mean, you see these pictures of people growing them in their windowsills and I can't get them to grow, but that's something for later on. Now, fruit, for me, I do pretty well with it, except for the fact that as long as I've been up here, my wife's great-grandfather had a couple little apple trees down the bottom, and by the time I got up here, they weren't producing anything. Matter of fact, they were already rotting. So all the fruit trees and stuff that are up here, I've added up here, and they're still young. Still don't know what's going to come of them. I've got crab apples up there behind the house. I've got pears and apple here. I've got pears and apple right up here, and I've got blueberries set out everywhere. Now, so I'm hoping to get heavily into the fruit. That's kind of my next big thing. Not only, I've already told you that future plans include taking that garden all the way back around. It will effectively double the size of my garden, allow me to be able to grow some things that right now I would like to have, I just don't have the space for. And you know, some things that we would love to grow ourselves and eat. The problem is we just don't have the room. Well, one thing I do have room for everywhere out here is blueberry bushes and fruit trees. And as these catalpa trees keep dying and I keep having to take them down, like this one right here in front of you, that one is kind of on its last leg. So eventually I'll have to take that one down and there'll be another fruit tree right there. But fruit trees take several years to get established and get going. These blueberry bushes, however, if you can get your hands on some that are acclimated to your climate, they come on pretty quickly. Now, y'all have seen in my videos, I take real good care and I pay a lot of attention to my blueberry plants. Now, my dad, he never did. He's got blueberry bushes that, I don't know, 15, 20 years old. I honestly don't know how old they are, and that's where I get my starts from. That's where I get my shoots from every winter. And he doesn't fertilize them. He doesn't you know, he just lets them grow. And guys, he has bumper crops every year, so different people do it different ways. This is kind of my passion, being out here and doing these kind of things. So I tend to go a little bit more overboard, but I just wanted to bring you along and let you see. Now, one thing that I want to show you, these two right here were the first two that I ever planted out here. Guys, these bushes are 8 to 10 years old, and you've heard me in other videos threaten to take these out, and that's still a possibility. This one's got to go. There's not a single blueberry on there. Believe it or not, that little bush is about knee high to me, and it doesn't have a single blueberry on it, not a single bloom. And like I said, it's 7, 8 years old. This one is the same exact age, bought it at the same time. You can see the blueberries there, but you can also see that they're small blueberries. It's just what you buy at the big box store that starts with an L. I mean, you know, if you don't have anywhere else to get them, I guess that's okay. Guys, try to find somebody around you that's got native blueberries, stuff that's been established, stuff that does well in the area where you are, and just ask them, hey, when you're mowing around them and stuff like that, if you see some shoots, will you please just kind of go around those, and this winter can I dig some of them? Most people wouldn't have a problem with that at all. This is the most blueberries that's ever been on this bush, but like I said, you can see they're pretty small. They're not as tasty as these down here. They're kind of bland, actually. But this one may get it may get a reprieve this year, simply because it's starting to actually produce, not as heavily as these down here, but it is starting to produce. So, you know, I'll give it a chance, give it a shot. This one right here, as soon as I get some more shoots, either from me or from my dad, this one's got to go. I just can't keep wasting space with it. But you can see these are from the shoots that I got from my dad, and it's real hard to see right now because they're the same color as the leaves, but you can just see them hanging in there everywhere, just in big clusters. And like I said, every time I'm down here I just get buzzed. The bees just love it down here. Let's go on down this way and take a quick look. This is some of the same ones from some of my dad's stock. This is one I'm going to really have to prune heavy. I didn't prune it as heavy as I needed to this year, and it's showing. If I would have cut this one back and thinned this out some, like that one down there, I would have a lot more berries on it, but I missed it. This one was pruned very heavily, and you can see what we got going on in there. And even down in here, you can see the green ones coming on. The ones out here on the end are already starting to get a little bit of tinge of pink, headed toward blue, but they're just everywhere in here, guys. That's what we're looking for, just unbelievable production. As we go on down through here, these get younger and younger as we go. What I have found over the years is even some of these down here, guys, let me walk down here for just a second, see if I can find some. I know those, see those down there just look like sticks, but believe it or not, all of these look like that at one time. Some of them didn't make it. I know of one at least down here that didn't make it, that I'm going to have to replace this next year, but you can see what some of them did. But they just get younger as you go on down. This one seems to be pretty dead, so we'll have to deal with that next fall, next winter I should say, early spring, those kind of things. But some of these 2-year-olds, you can see they're already putting on a couple of little fruits here, starting to bush out a lot. One thing about blueberries is they're going to establish their roots before you start getting a lot of fruit. Those down there, I don't know, they're probably about 4 or 5 years old now, and that's when they really start picking up the pace with putting on fruit. You'll get a few berries off of these young ones. You can see those right there. And now some people will tell you on the first and second year to knock all the berries off of it. I am not doing that. I've never had to, not going to do it. If they give me, you know, half a pint of blueberries, then I'll take it. I'm not in any rush, and you can see some of them are actually putting on some berries down in there, so I'll take it. This is about a 2, I think this is a 3-year-old here. And I didn't prune it real heavy because it looked pretty poor during the winter, but now it's starting to pick up. I have to excuse that traffic. As you know, there's a lake at the end of the road and all kind of shenanigans going on down there, I can promise you. But it's starting to bush back out. I think it's gonna make it. So this winter I will prune this one back pretty good and take out some of that bulk. But you also know that that I wrap them down there in pine straw and things like that, and I am very consistent with my fertilizing. Now this is what I put around my fruit trees, what I put around my crab apples, my pears, my apples, and as you can see up there, they're jamming. Yes, that's an ugly tree. Again, right now I'm not so worried about it. It's just a 2-year-old tree. Next year is when it's going to get its big haircut to start forming it into what I want it to. Now I've cut the cross limbs out and I've cut some undesirable stuff out, but right now I'm just letting it get established. And during the growing season, I will rake. I've got some of my compost around the bottom of it. You've seen that before. And I'll rake it back and give it a good dose of this. Now, this fruit tree fertilizer by Dr. Earth is a 5.52, pretty weak stuff, but most organic stuff is pretty weak, and it takes a while for it to break down and start doing any good. However, it's not a chemical, and therefore I'm not real worried about it being around my fruit trees and having adverse effect. Now, I'm not pushing Dr. Earth on anybody else. That's just what I have available at the big box store that's organic. You can find 30 different kinds of fruit tree fertilizer there that's not organic. There's a couple of other brands that are more expensive, but this Dr. Earth has done pretty good for me. It's, you know, on the cheaper end, and all of them are pretty much pretty close to that anyway, and I've had good luck with it. But that is not what I put around my blueberries. I use this for my blueberries, and you can see that it's for azaleas and camellias and rhododendrons, but those are all acid loving plants, and you can see it's an even weaker mix, 343 NPK. But you know, you can also see that we know what loves acidic soil, and that's blueberries. So this is what I put around it, and it's going to be kind of hard for you to read, but I start off when I first start seeing blooms is when I start putting it on. I'll rake the pine straw back and put it in a circle around. I don't, even though it's organic fertilizer and I know it's not going to burn the plant, I still don't put it right up next to the plant. I do a little circle around, and you know, it takes a while. When I pull the pine straw back, there'll still be some of this laying in there, and that's okay. Like I said, this is a long-term project. You know, I'm doing this for the long term. I know I could probably get more fruit by using synthetic fertilizer, but I also know that the life of my plant's gonna go down, and plus I just don't want synthetic fertilizer in or around my food. I don't allow Roundup up here. I don't allow synthetic fertilizers up here. It's just, that's one of my things. I want to keep it as clean as possible. Now, one other thing about this that I don't know that you can see that or not, the mycorrhizae and the bacillus that comes with this. So what you've got is these colony forming units that's also in this organic fertilizer that you're not going to get in the synthetic fertilizer, and that's going to obviously benefit your plant over time. And when I have pulled back, I don't know, it's very hard to describe. I wish I would have filmed it. When I pulled back this pine straw around some of them, you can almost see this white netting looking stuff on the ground underneath there, where the organic fertilizer with these active ingredients are. And it's kind of like it almost looks like a spider web under there, and that's what that is. And it is benefiting the plant in a lot of ways. And you know, one thing I like about it is you can see right there alfalfa, fish bone, bone meal, feather meal, kelp meal. So natural ingredients, things found in nature naturally. And so, you know, it doesn't smell like a chemical. It smells like something, you know, that had life in it at one time. So just wanted to bring you along for that. I did fertilize these about a week ago, and one bad thing about fertilizing them is you can see what starts happening up through the pine straw right there, which is grass growth, but that comes with the territory. I'll clean that out, and it's a constant fight, but at the same time, that's what we're after right there. Isn't that pretty? And guys, there's nothing like having your own blueberries. That stuff they sell in those little clamshells in the grocery store, they just don't have any taste at all to me. I've tried them, even the organic ones, the so-called organic ones that they sell in the grocery store, they have absolutely no taste. I'm sorry, the blueberries, you're not supposed to be finding fresh blueberries in the grocery store in December and January. It's just that's not, you know, that's just not natural. So I get my blueberries right here, and we'll stand out here in the yard and eat them. We will we freeze a ton of these quart after quart after quart, and I've told you in the past, I put them on my oatmeal. I eat them, you know, get me a bowl of them and let them thaw a little bit. I like them real cold, and just barely get them to where you can chew them without breaking a tooth, I guess. And I love them that way, and it's just so much stronger blueberry flavor. It's just unbelievable. Not even comparable to what you get at the grocery store. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna leave it right there. Got a few more things to do. I don't know. This weather may pass us up. It is awful pretty out here, but they're saying we're still gonna get it. So, but it's gonna have to come on if it's gonna come, and I would prefer not to get any more weather, to be honest with you. So, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend, you know, what we're trying to do here. And what I'm doing here is on a scale that anybody can do. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. We're not one of those people that claim to be homesteaders that, you know, have a staff working for us and a whole production team. What you see is what you get. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button after you watch. That helps us out more than you know. And we'll see you next time, guys. You know, we love you. God bless you. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.